You're watching the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am Tom Donahue with the Mailbag, answering all of your guys' questions on the Dallas Cowboys entering Week 14 of the NFL season. A super chat to begin from King Shadow. His suggested offensive line: Tyron Smith, La'el Collins, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, and Terence Steele. Now, if you don't like Connor Williams, that's easily your 5 best out there. We haven't really seen Collins get any reps on the left side. There was like a week of practice in which he got some run there. Then he got kicked back over to right tackle because Tyron Smith was hurt, and now he's been operating almost exclusively at the tackle position. So I get where you're coming from. I understand it. At this point, I simply want the Cowboys to pick a grouping of 5 offensive linemen and roll with it, because I've been pretty underwhelmed so far by the play of Connor McGovern. From Dwayne Jackson, with the ineffectiveness of Zeke, I am assuming if the Cowboys make the playoffs, have a decent run, do you think during the offseason the Cowboys will think to restructure Zeke's contract to be more cap-friendly? So Zeke's contract in Dallas has actually been fairly cap-friendly in the 3 years since he signed his deal. $6.4 million, $10.9, $6.8 million cap hit. That's not that bad. Now, next year, it balloons to $18.2 million. The problem Dallas runs into here is that if you do make it more team-friendly, it is going to consist of taking his base salary and restructuring it, making a signing bonus, and that's going to push the money down into the future. So, more cap-friendly this year, but not as easily move-onable next offseason, in the 2023 offseason. So, it is an option. But if you mean team-friendly in terms of, or cap-friendly in terms of having him take less money, Zeke's not going to do that. So there is some tricky decision-making stuff to do with here with Zeke and the Cowboys as they move forward. A good question. I don't think they don't want Zeke to play at that $18 million cap charge next year. From my burner account, if Dallas misses the playoffs or loses in the first round, do you see any big changes coming? We're hoping out of this 26-year funk. If they miss the playoffs, I think they have to make changes. Like, there's no way you can collapse in that manner and say, yep, everything's fine, let's just roll it back again next year. That's a recipe for outright disaster. If they lose in the first round of the playoffs, depends on how. Like, if McCarthy makes a boneheaded decision, maybe. If they get just some bad luck, if someone gets hurt along the way, maybe not. So, depends on how in terms of the first round. Outright playoff miss? Yeah, I think they have to. From Jay Sack, should the Cowboys bench LVE? I'd love to bench Vander Esch. He's bad. The problem Dallas runs into here is, who do you play over him? Now, you can give Micah Parsons more off-ball linebacker reps, which I'm okay with, but make no mistake, he has to still pressure the quarterback a lot there. And you can play a safety at linebacker, some Jerron Curson, maybe more when Donovan Wilson, if he gets healthy. But Keanu Neal hasn't been that great either. I think Neal's been a little bit better than LV. At least he can run in space. But I don't think Luke Gifford, Francis Bernard really benefit you in any type of fashion from that perspective. I don't think those guys are the solutions that you would like them to end up being. So in terms of the LVE Keanu Neal debate, pick a linebacker for me. Type LVE for Leighton Vander Esch, or type in KN for Keanu Neal. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage, head down to the comment section, and let me know which linebacker you would rather have out there. From Robert Gonzalez, McGovern and Biadasz stink. Can Williams play center? Have Collins left guard with Steele at right tackle? They tried that in the preseason. He can't snap. He wasn't consistent there. The Dallas did try Williams at center, and it was pretty much a disaster from that perspective. So I would not bank on that being the situation moving forward. From TKG, how do you feel about winning the division with 5 games to go, and when do you see us winning the division? So I feel good about winning the division. The NFC right now is the Cowboys to blow. And I do mean blow, because if they don't win the division, it means they choked. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It means they absolutely blew it down the stretch. They could clinch it as soon as next week. That's probably asking for a little bit too much. I would say more likely Sunday Night Football against Washington is probably when Dallas ends up clinching the division officially, but I think they're in pretty good shape right now. It is the holiday season, and if you're looking for something to add to your Christmas wish list or get for a loved one who is a Dallas Cowboys fan, well, there are some Cowboys jerseys for under $90 at chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. That link is in the comment section and in the description as well. Now, not every single jersey on that you're about to see here is under $90. Some of them are a bit more expensive. Some of them are, the high-end, like super crazy cost ones. And some, like Micah Parsons, well, he's a rookie. He just has a little bit more expensive jersey at this point. But the full available list of jerseys is right there, bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/Cowboys jerseys. And that's too expensive or you're just not a jersey guy. Fanatics has a ton of items on sale. Head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys, and that link will take you right into the Fanatics sale page. Everything that's on sale right now on Fanatics is on that list. A lot of beanies, by the way, perfect for the colder weather around the country right now, and more items on sale on top of that. So check the comments section. Both those links will be in there. From Calvin Trotman, Dan Quinn mentioned Kelvin Joseph recently. What percentage he gets an increased role later on as the season goes on? Dan Quinn was asked about Kelvin Joseph, so I wouldn't read too much into that whole situation in terms of, you mentioned Kelvin Joseph. Joseph is the backup corner right now in terms of behind Anthony Brown and or Jordan Lewis, though. From Bailey Gordon, do you think our defense will overwhelm Washington? I think they can. I think that Washington's offense is not that great. I still worry a little bit about the run defense, although I think Neville Gallimore's return will be a big boost from that perspective. I think that the defense, the matchup Cowboys defense, Washington offense is very much in favor of the Cowboys defense. Robert Gonzalez, if Williams got sat for penalties, then Biada should be run out of town. I've never seen a center get so many false starts. The ball is literally in his hand. That's a great point. I think what I'm going to do is at some point, I'm going to look at who leads the NFL the past couple years in terms of penalties committed, false starts by the center. I'd be willing to bet that Biada is fairly high up there on that list. I'm looking at just the penalties right now. He's tied for the lead in the NFL in penalties among centers. So that's a good point. That's not nice. That's bad, Jeremy. That's a good point there, Robert. X2 Pro Skills. Should the Cowboys re-sign Jaron Kearse and Keanu Neal? It's all going to come down to the cost. Jaron Kearse is making himself a lot of money this season. This is his first real chance at big-time money, so he might just look for the biggest contract, which you can't blame him, right? Keanu Neal likes Dan Quinn, but I've been kind of underwhelmed by him at linebacker. Getting better DTs, though, I think will help out in terms of true run stoppers from that perspective. So we will wait and see how the year plays out and what the Cowboys' contract decisions are and how they present themselves this offseason. Now, my goal, as challenging as it is, I want to double up the actual Washington football team YouTube channel. Now, I can't prove this, but I'm pretty sure if one random fan YouTube channel has double the subscribers of the actual football team playing, that means the Cowboys automatically win. I'm pretty sure that is in the NFL bylaws. So if you want the Cowboys to win and you want to own the poverty franchise that is the Washington No-Names, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Like the poverty franchise line there, Jeremy? That's pretty good. Yeah, thank you. Do you think Zeke will be rested? Probably not. I don't think that's going to be the case. With the 10 days, I think, might end up being his rest time frame. Osa Rashawn, if I got that wrong, I'm sorry. What if Diggs breaks the NFL interception record? Some people will still try to discount his play. Puts him firmly in that NFL Defensive Player of the Year race. Here's the problem. There is a non-zero chance that the sack mark, either by TJ Watt or Myles Garrett, is also broken in terms of the high records this year. So, look, if Diggs breaks the INT mark, I think we're all going to be pretty damn happy about it. From Bailey, does our defense spark our offense now? It hasn't really been the results on the field. There is, no matter what, there is a a cause and effect. Those two sides of the ball are inherently connected. If one's doing well, the other tends to do a little bit well, and vice versa. So having a productive defense from a takeaway perspective absolutely can spark the offense, but still need the offense to get going a little bit as well. From Cleveland, when does Kelvin Joseph take over? I don't know if he's going to at any point soon. Despite what some of the vocal minority want to say, Anthony Brown has actually played pretty well this year. Outside of 2 very poor performances, which is a problem, he's actually been far from your biggest concern on the defensive side of the football. Your linebackers, your DTs, and maybe even DeMonte Casey, a bigger problem from that one. Kelvin Joseph, meanwhile, has, I think, come along decently. I've seen him make some nice plays on special teams. He's getting down the field pretty well as a gunner. That's always valuable, opposite C.J. Goodwin. Joseph is the top backup corner now. He has surpassed Nahshon Wright in that area. Starting, though, unless Anthony Brown collapses, I don't think Dallas is at that point yet. So what do you think? Will Kelvin Joseph start a game this season? 1 for yes, at least one of them, and that could include maybe Week 18 if Dallas has nothing to play for, and 0 for no. Hecker wrote 9051, is Dak still nursing the calf injury, causing him not to run? I don't think Dak is nursing the calf injury because we've seen Dak throw off platform a lot. Dak has been running behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, they've been booting him left, booting him right. He's been on the move. I don't think there's a calf injury. He has been hesitant to run for a couple of reasons. A, he wants to push the ball downfield. He wants to get that 15-yard, 20-yard chunk play throwing it as opposed to the 3 or 4 yards running. And I do think that Dak Prescott in general wants to avoid hits, which I think is understandable. I think the team also wants him to avoid hits. From Benjamin Tellis, does the Cowboys kicker situation worry you? I mean, yeah, they're kickers, barely people. It always worries me because I don't want to have a situation where I have to trust my kicker to win me the game, or maybe more likely, not losing the game, as frankly, Dallas has lost 2 games by a combined 5 points, and in those 2 games, the kicker has cost you 11. Kind of a red flag. Speaking of worrying, which team worries you guys more in terms of being a threat for the NFC East and/or in a potential wild card playoff matchup? Type in WAS for Washington or type PHI for Philadelphia. Get those concern responses, I guess, in the comments section. From Bossman Fat, if we get Randy and Gallimore back this week, do we still see Parsons rushing the quarterback? I think you have to. I think if you don't put Micah Parsons out there as a pass rusher, I think you're doing yourself a pretty darn sizable disservice. Parsons only blitzed 12 times, by the way, against the New Orleans Saints. Now, that number's lower because I think you only had like 38 or something pass rush reps in total. Like, it really wasn't, or it was probably actually like 48 pass rush reps. So, again, the number's not that high. He was playing off-ball linebacker a decent amount, doing some spies. But yes, you should. Why not bring 5 of Randy Gregory, Neville Gallimore, DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, and Osa? That's a great idea if you're Dallas. From Will Marshall, why is it so hard to start Pollard and let Zeke close? It keeps Zeke fresh, and he can come in against a tired defense in the fourth quarter. I have long wanted to make Zeke my closer. Now, I think you still want Pollard to be your change of pace back, but your snap counts, even as Zeke very clearly hobbled, of the 70 he had last week, Elliott was out there for 45, Pollard for 28. If you want to flip those, I get it. I'm for it because I don't think it's a great usage at this point for Dallas. Zeke's not right. Don't give him such a big workload. Let your explosive back do the explosive things. Now, if I did not get to your question, I'm sorry. There's about 700 people watching live right now, so I can't get to every single question. But my DMs on Twitter are open at What Going Down. So hit me up with any and all questions you guys have around America's team.